Hi everyone, I'm Nikki, the author.
And I'm Mina, the friend that's never read the book.
Welcome to Behind the Quill, the podcast that takes you on a behind-the-scenes journey into the minds of writers. Hosted by me, Nikki Willcome, and Mina Pro, this show dives deep into the creative process, revealing the stories, struggles, and secrets behind the pages.
Whether you're a writer yourself, a book lover, or just curious of how stories come to life, join Nikki and myself, Mina Pro, as we chat with authors, share experiences, and explore everything that goes into making magic with words.
In every episode, we'll be pulling back the curtain to reveal the highs, lows, and plot twists of the writing life. From the spark of inspiration to the final draft, no part of the process is off limits.
So grab your favorite pen, a cup of tea, and get ready for an intimate and candid look at what happens behind the quill. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Quill. It has been a crazy summer, but we are back in the studio today and we have some exciting updates to share with you all. I have our favorite author, Miss Nikki, back in the studio with me, who's going to help me share some of these announcements. Welcome back, Nikki.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back here. I didn't know how I was going to feel after taking the whole summer off, but yeah, this is exciting.
You didn't really take the summer off, though, did you?
No, I didn't. Just from the podcast. That's it. Usually summer is my break and fall and winter are my writing seasons, but I really wanted book 4 to be done this year, so I really had to push and use all of my spare time this summer to get this thing done.
Which brings us to our first announcement. Book 4 in your Empyrean Odyssey series is done.
Yay! Yes, book 4 is done. It's been written, edited, revised, proofed, reviewed, all of that on repeat, but it's finally finished, ready for the world to see.
Which is really exciting since I know this one has been a couple years in the making for you.
Yeah, this one was a monster to complete. I mean, other than book 1, this one took me the longest to actually write.
It's a beast. I have a copy here. I'm holding it. It's heavy. I could use this for working out. It's a monster of a book.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I looked at the page count at this one, and compared to the others, this one definitely wins that competition by a landslide. This one is almost 700 pages.
And this is the pared back version. But I think this one just might be my favorite.
Now, why is this one your favorite?
Well, from a reader's perspective or a fan's perspective, I love the storyline of this book. Not only is the world expanding, but we finally get to see Tamsin and Haven together, something we've been trying to do since book 1.
It makes sense, but it's kind of funny thinking of you as a fan of your own book.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to write something that I don't want to read myself. And I guarantee you, I have read this book more times than anyone else ever will.
True. So from a writer's point of view, though, why is this one your favorite?
So I think as a writer, I love this one because it really allowed me and challenged me, I guess, to really flex some of my skills and really bring in a lot of different elements to the story. This book is really a crux, a turning point between the last 3 books and the next ones. So we have a new quest, we have some new villains, new characters. We're starting to expand the arena, but we still have Tamsin and Haven's journey at the core of the story. This book just feels more mature, and I think it's a lovely reflection of what these characters have gone through and where they are now.
Do you think that mature feeling also comes from your own writing style, progressing or evolving since you've started the series?
Oh, for sure. Each book has allowed me to explore something different. Like book 1 was a lot about discovery, about my own style and flow, and getting to know the characters and the world as they're discovering these things for themselves too. And book 2 was kind of my Empire Strikes Back. I mean, I know we've talked about that one before. But that one was where I really introduced some darker, more psychological themes. Book 3 was my kind of like hang on for dear life because this train is not stopping and figuring out how to still keep that intimate, personal connection when the plot moves everything so quickly. So book 4, I think, is so beautiful because it's giving these characters some space to breathe. You know, don't get me wrong, there is still a lot of action that happens throughout, but this one really let me dig deep into the aftermath from the first 3 books because there was a lot of emotional and physical carnage, I guess, for lack of a better word, that took place. And diving into the fallout from that and how it's affected not just these characters as individuals, but their relationships together was really fun and challenging to play around with.
Yeah, because coming on the heels of the events from the first 3 books doesn't sound like something you could just gloss over in a paragraph or a chapter.
No, I really couldn't. It had to be woven throughout the story and into each character. Like, they're all trying to move forward and face these new obstacles, but the past is right there shadowing them, and each character handles it differently. So no one got through these books unscathed. So this one was really about not being afraid to dive into these characters' emotional, psychological storms as they either tried to face it or hide from it.
Okay, now before we go any deeper, we have to announce the title of book 4. Ready?
Ready.
Drum roll, please. Book 4 is The Stone Immortal. And I know you've dropped a teaser trailer and a cover reveal on your socials, but for those of you who haven't seen those, the cover really looks cool. I mean, it's got kind of this Harry Potter Slytherin-esque vibe with the white snake and the stone and moss. It's beautiful. But we really want to know what's the significance of this book cover.
Oh, yeah. So I'm not just going to like slap a picture on there. It's going to be significant, of course. The image of the white snake, without giving too much away, you know, spoiler bell. We still don't have a spoiler bell.
You need the ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, the button.
Next episode, I promise, guys.
Okay. So the white snake, that is something that ties back to the Delmarian religion in the books in particular. But this motif of the snake or serpent keeps coming back even in the Medine mythos. So in religious terms, like in our world, the serpent is pretty recognizable. I mean, it's in the Bible. The serpent tempted Eve as just one example. But I've always found it fascinating how there's so much overlap between different religions. So it was cool getting to explore how these different stories and interpretations connected or clashed across the different cultures in the book. And in Tamsin's case especially, she's had one foot kind of in both worlds since the beginning. And in this book, they both kind of collide and she's forced to navigate that. So that was fun to write, and also finding a way to bring that to the forefront, you know, to make it relevant for these characters beyond just stories or myths.
Yeah, and we've talked about how mythology and religion play such a huge part in the books in the past. And from this, I'm gathering that it's the same again for this book too.
Yeah, only this time I think it's been elevated to the next level. It's what's going to propel them forward story-wise and take them on this next part of the journey, but it's also going to come crashing down around their heads.
It sounds like it's heading towards a place where, like you were saying, these myths are going to collide with the real world or what the real world is for your characters.
Yeah, exactly. And we already saw some of that with the last books. I mean, Tamsin went head to head with Eben, the big bad god villain, and came out alive, right? So book 4 was really about where can I take these characters from here? How do I take this to the next level, make the stakes even higher, and still keep the story grounded with these characters?
That sounds like something you'd have to figure out on one of your murder boards that we've talked about.
Oh, yes, the murder boards. I don't know how I would keep anything straight without them. I mean, even my computer is kind of turning into a murder board right now. I've got Post-it notes all over it already.
It's kind of like these videos I see of people with these giant whiteboards trying to decode all the Easter eggs from Taylor Swift's videos.
Right? I mean, the Easter eggs are there, people. It's all just foreshadowing.
Is there a lot of foreshadowing in this book?
Oh, yes. Yes, there is. I mean, it's there to pick up on. If you like finding those little clues, if you think it's fun, finding those connections from one scene that happened earlier in the book, and then seeing how it comes back or transforms into something new later on, I mean, it's definitely there. So I know some people like reading it straight through and then going back once they know the ending and then rereading and finding those connections. But my favorite is when you can put something in the beginning and then just forget about it for like the rest of the book until it does come back and it just like slaps you in the face and you have that jaw-dropping moment where it all just kind of comes together. I mean, as a writer, I love getting to craft and fabricate those scenes. And I think it's moments like that when I'm probably thinking about the reader the most.
Because you want them to have that kind of gut reaction to it.
Yeah. Whether they guessed it from the beginning and they're like, yeah, I knew it. Or they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. Like I want them to feel it.
It's all part of the experience that you're trying to give them from beginning to end, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love hearing how even as you're writing, you're still thinking about the reader and wanting to give them that experience. And I can tell just from your energy and how you are excited to talk about it, you're really excited to bring this book to them.
Yeah, I am. I really hope people love this book as much as I do. That's always one of my goals, even though I know it's not going to resonate with everyone. That's okay. I'm still really excited to finally get it out there because I put, on top of just the time that goes into writing these books, it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's so satisfying once you finally have finished it and you get it out there to the world and you're like, here. And then, people read it in like 2 days. They just whip through it and they're like, okay, yeah, that was great. Done.
All this buildup.
Years and
years, and they're done in 2 days.
Yep.
Well, I'm looking forward to going through these reviews that you've already gotten. People are calling the book excellent, brilliant, powerful. I mean, that's already off to a really good start.
Yes, super, super grateful to all my early reviewers because I know I've said this before, but once your book is out there, reviews are like the lifeblood that keep it going and get new people to pick it up and read it. So thank you, all of my reviewers or all of my future reviewers. You guys are awesome.
So the book is done. Reviews are in. When is the book going to be released?
Okay, so book 4 will be going live on Amazon on October 31st at midnight.
Woo!
Yay!
Yes, it is going live Halloween night at midnight. So yes, we know for those that are very technical, midnight becomes November 1st. Mm-hmm. But yes, midnight on Halloween.
Yes. So, and I know it's been a long time coming, and I know this is asking people to wait just a little bit longer. But we are finally at the point where everything is just green for go, like hit the launch button. Here we go.
Well, this was a pretty exciting episode to start with after having our summer break. I can't wait for the book to come out. For the readers who are waiting, this is probably a good time to reread the first 3 books if they want it fresh in their minds before the new one comes out. And I know you've created a whole bunch of other content for the readers to completely immerse themselves in.
Yeah, so I've got playlists up on Spotify for each book to listen to as you read. I've got ambiance videos up on YouTube. We have this podcast for people that want to kind of break that fourth wall and get the behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, there's plenty of ways for readers to re-immerse themselves in the world and get ready for book 4.
And on top of all of that, I know you have some other projects that you've been working on as well.
Oh yeah. None of my projects are created in like a vacuum or a bubble. Everything is happening simultaneously. So especially with a series like this, I mean, you have to know exactly where it's going. So I can tell you now that books 5 and 6 are underway already. I do have other projects too, but I'll save those announcements for another episode.
Uh-oh, cliffhanger.
Yep.
I can't wait. All right, so we're going to wrap up this episode. Mark your calendars for The Stone Immortal coming out October 31st at midnight. Thank you, Nikki, for being back in the studio with me. This was so much fun.
Yes, it was. Thank you for having me back.
And we'll be back with another episode after the release of our book 4, The Stone Immortal, where we will really get to dive deep into The Stone Immortal. So thank you to all the listeners, and we'll see you next time back here on the podcast. Make sure you find us on Instagram and watch for all our updates on the launch of book 4. Bye, everyone.
Bye.